welcome back. Today we're going to talk about Game of Thrones. Everyone's favorite show until this year. As everyone knows, because most people watch it, because this show is watched by millions of people. This season has been slightly off. By slightly, I mean very slightly off. So we're going to do a little, quick deep dive into why. Also what. And we're also going to talk about this fucking petition. So let's get started. So let's start with the petition. There's a petition online to have Season 8 of Game of Thrones completely redone with competent writers. Very aggressive. And I imagine the person that started this petition has never made or produced or anything in their life. The petition's actually already at over 1.5 million. I just checked. And it's constantly growing by ones. So, while I agree this season was kind of missing some stuff, there are reasons for it. So if you Googled why, and help me, and oh my god, I need an adult, help me, why is Game of Thrones so weird right now? You can find out why. Instead of making a petition online and just yelling at people that make stuff. But I guess it's the internet, that's what people do. Cool. It wasn't a great season, but it also wasn't the worst season. It did some shit that I super don't agree with, 100%. And some of the characters felt weird. By weird I mean just empty and vacant and not themselves. One of my biggest gripes with this season is how fast everything happens. But I get it because the people that make the fucking show were like, hey, we're gonna cut it at this time, so we're not gonna just keep milking this bitch. So they had a choice. They could either drag this shit out for another 400 years and, tie off every single knot that Mr. Martin started, and every little storyline, every character, and every blah, blah, blah. But instead what they decided to do was tie up as many loose ends as possible in as little time as possible, which resulted in nothing making sense. I feel like the easiest way would have just been killing everyone. I feel like that's easy. Distances seem to not matter anymore. You're like, hey, I'm gonna go over here. Other person's like, cool, I'm gonna go too. Okay, snap. They're fucking there. When early seasons would spend entire season of one person traveling from here to there. Nope, not anymore. So I'm pretty sure when the Night King died, everyone unlocked fast travel. Been there before. Fucking just be like, are you sure you want to go here? Yes. Loading screen. Hey, you're here. Great. So it's just me trying to justify all the shit because I'm not gonna go online and start a petition. Let's talk about the characters. All the characters acting kind of stupid. Kinda very not like themselves. Jon Snow, out of nowhere, became useless. He's just like, oh god. Everyone's like, Jon, what do you think about this problem? And he's like, yeah, and then just cut from him. It's like, I get it, he didn't know what he wanted. It turned out he was bone zoning his bloodline. But that's what they did back then, right? That's in this fictional land where dragons exist. That's what they did. Let's just justify it. And another great moment, Jon Snow. Hey, I'm fighting a giant undead dragon. Let me do my ultimate plan. Hey, I'm gonna stand up, I'm gonna hold my sword and just go, bah! And that's it. And just pray that someone else will do all the work for me. And then we win and I don't get fucking murdered again. Kind of my favorite character in the season, only because it's hilarious. Bran, because he's the three-eyed raven, he now doesn't have feelings anymore. Great. So now everyone's like, hey, what do you think about that, Bran? And he's like, what? And because of this three-eyed raven, he would just out of nowhere just be like, hey, I'm gonna do the thing where my eyes go white and just not talk for 20 minutes. Okay, cool. And everyone's like, again? Great. We're kind of busy right now, Bran. We could use some advice or tell us what's gonna happen or gives you know everything. So just fucking share it. Bran's just like this. Hey, what's going on? I'm the three-eyed raven. I'm Bran. I get he has no emotions, I guess. Or feelings or anything. He's just like all-knowing. But he's also the least chatty character in the entire series of anything. Share your wisdom. Just kidding. Go take a nap. Theon just gets murdered. And the White Walkers are all up in his grill. And they're like 8 feet away. And Night King's in his grill. And he's like, hey, you know what I'm gonna do right now? Fucking power nap. Next, Varys, the master of whispers. Who used to spread secrets without saying any of these words out loud. It would just be like, he knows it, and then everyone else fucking knows it. Now, he's walking down the hallway like, hey, we should betray Daddy! Hey, I'm gonna go tell Jon Snow. Anyone want a snow cone? I'm gonna go betray... Anyone? No? You want one? Yeah, you want one. I know you want one. He's just yelling shit out loud like, hey, let's go do this thing. Tyrion used to be a brilliant strategist, planner, all that good stuff. Now struggles to solve a Rubik's Cube. And just like, hey, I'm gonna make all these bad decisions. Oh, everyone else? Me too! Sansa's probably the only character that didn't really change. She just got less annoying than when she was younger. Arya is kind of the MVP of the final season. But how far can she jump? They were completely surrounded by White Walkers and she like just flies across the fucking... Okay. And can't she change her face? Couldn't she change her face to look like a White Walker? Or would that not work? It works in zombie movies. She spent so many episodes trying to get this ability to be the faceless person and then never uses it again because she could just fucking stab everyone in the face. Out in the open. And no problems. Brienne finally gets that hot, beefy Stromboli from Jaime, and then loses her shit when he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go save my sister because I'm some piece of shit." Yeah, it turns out ever since Jaime's hand got cut off and he started being good, nope, never mind. Still loves his sister more than anything. Great, and the Cersei death wasn't satisfying. Oh, and the Mountain's face reveal, he looked like Uncle Fester. He looked like fucking Uncle Fester. Hey! Hey! Ah! Love it. That's probably the only good part was the Sandor. Even then, it was like, you died, it came back to do all this again, to just die again. Battle of the White Walkers. Everyone had a lot of things to say about this episode. I am one of those people. I get the dark thing because CGI is expensive. And they went a little above what they could pull off in that amount of time. It's their budget. Because they have a dragon budget per episode, it seems. Where it would show so many dragons for so long. And then everything else CGI would look kind of shitty. Because they spent all the money on the dragons. Okay, I get it. I don't know what goes into making shows. Because I'm just some asshole yelling at the camera. One thing that bugged me... But then later I realized that, like, is before this episode happened, there were articles like, this is the longest battle in TV and movie history. They didn't say it was the best. They said it was the longest. So you drag shit out and make just something happen here, something happen there, bam. You can then make an article where you say, this is the longest battle, oh my god. The question is it good? It was okay. I mean, it wasn't that bad. My biggest complaint, like truly biggest, like more than the it was really dark. My biggest complaint was the amount of times a character that you possibly cared about would get completely surrounded by them, and then they'd zoom in on their face and they'd be like, ah! Like they're about to get killed, and then guess what? Someone's like, oh, that person needs to get saved again. And they're fine. They get back up and they're like, wow, that was a close one, man. And then it happens like 3 more times. Like I love Samuel as a character, but he probably should have died. Someone else should have died. Like that little bitch in that episode, she went down like a fucking champ. All-Star. Get your game on, go. Play. That was supposed to be a huge battle. And everyone that died was nameless people. And then the fucking Arya is just like, hey, I'm completely surrounded, let me just fucking do some shit, and I'm fine. Everything's fine. Great. Let's keep doing this. What happened to the show that used to just kill everyone? Where did that show go? It used to be called Game of Thrones. In my opinion, Helm's Deep, way better battle. Just saying. I love that fight. Even though nobody died, nobody important died. Because he wasn't even there in the books. Details. Still a great battle. And I kind of get why people are mad, because they were talking about the White Walkers since the first fucking episode. They're like, hey, remember Eddard? He's like, hey, what's up? Be good or I'll chop your fucking head off. And you're like, tight, I get this guy, I get it. It's Sean Bean, he's probably gonna die really soon though. And he did. Like, oh yeah, there's White Walkers too. Cool. And then we'll show them at the end of the episode-ish. Great, that'll get your show started. And then, big battle, kinda, stuff happens, but not really. The entire show, winter is coming. Winter is coming. Not just winter, but the White Walkers winter. They get through the wall, it's such a big deal at the end of halfway through the season, because this was only supposed to be one season, 7 and 8, and you're like, oh my god, this shit's gonna get real. And then they steal a dragon, and then it's an episode. One episode. Yep. One. Okay, so now let's talk about the big champ, Daenerys. How everyone was surprised that she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. How is everyone surprised? She's a fucking Looney Tune. Does anyone remember what happened to her in the beginning? She was sold for a crown. She got raped on the regular by Khal Drogo until she started to love him because she's a fucking Looney Tune. She freed a bunch of prisoners while still murdering plenty of people. And then you get to the people that she has been fucking trying to get to for all this time. Let's act surprised when she murders everyone. Especially after her BFF just got murdered. R.I.P., one of the best characters in the show. And her baby got murdered. Let's be surprised. She's a fucking lunatic. It's in her blood. It's not in Jon's blood because he's a fucking idiot. Because he's just like... Oh, God. He's like Kif from fucking Futurama. He's like, Jon, what do you think? She was burned alive and was fine. She had dragons. She thought she was a god. And you want to complain about that? Most people's lives crumble over like the most trivial things. My toilet's backed up. My day's ruined. Let me Facebook it. Oh my god, my fucking toilet's backed up. I got shit all over my feet. Back to the petition. They want to completely reshoot Season 8 with competent writers. The name of Petition includes a burn for all the writers and all the people involved with the fucking show. They're at 1.5 million and rising. Final season, just Season 8, was about $15 million an episode, according to articles. I think you're gonna need way more people to fucking sign than that for them to even give a shit. And they're never gonna it was 90 million for that fucking season. They're never gonna reshoot that shit. What are you, stupid? Just fucking let it go. Let it go. It's life. Sometimes things start good and end up really bad. Like, have you seen Scream 3? Whew! Season 4 of Community, the ending of Sopranos, the finale of Lost. Shit happens. It's part of TV and movies. Sometimes things suck. Live your life. Shitting on people doing their jobs, that's not the right way to go about it. I don't agree with that at all. Because you saying this season sucks, which is an opinion that, of course you can have. Absolutely. But everyone involved is going to take offense to it and not like you as a person. Because you're being a shithead. Stop being a shithead. Fucking live your life. Sometimes endings suck. Just fucking, who cares? So if George Martin fucking finishes the books, Let's hope they don't blow dicks like the season. So, what I think they should have done, my opinion, obviously, I'm not going to make a petition. They do it my way. No, I think they should have focused on way less instead of trying to tie off all these fucking storylines. Focus on the White Walkers coming, because that's a big fucking deal, and Daenerys finally being there. Those two things should have been the main stories. While it kind of was, White Walkers was pushed away in one episode, and then they spent so much time being like, hey Daenerys, what's up? And Jon Snow's like, there's no way they could have ended the show in the little time they had making everyone happy. Honestly, I think a comet should have just hit the planet, and then it should just be hot pie making hot pies. It's like diners, drive-ins, and dives, except it's hot pie, hot pies, and hot pies. Serving you up some hot pies. Best character in the series. Fight me. Yeah, hot pie. Best character. Alright, that's just about it. Like, it's okay to not like something. It's okay. Just don't like it. Just be like, I didn't really like season 8 or 7. That's fine. Nobody's gonna be like, huh, you're a piece of shit. No, you're a piece of shit when you make a petition insulting everyone involved with making something. Then you're a piece of shit. Yeah, stop it. Stop doing that shit. Have an opinion. You can tweet it, but don't tweet at the writers and be like, hey, you should kill yourselves. No, you're a terrible person. Stop it. Like, I finally watched The Last Jedi a week ago. And I like Star Wars movies. I do. I really enjoy the old ones. Prequels. I mean, they took a direction I wouldn't agree with, but, I mean, it's going there. And the next one's coming out. And then they're going to start a fucking trilogy. So who cares? Just ignore the trilogy. Just like many people enjoyed the prequels. And then there were some people that are like, the prequels are better. Just fucking do that. Who cares? Who gives a shit? I can't go higher. Live your life. Stop letting a show define you. Or a movie series. Just like stuff. You hype shit up for yourself, and it ruins it for everyone around you. Like it, don't care, fuck off. Who cares? P.S. Watch Barry, it's fantastic. That's about all I got. Thanks for watching whatever this was. Thanks for watching. Appreciate your faces. Come say hi on Twitch. We can keep the discussion going. Might be a bit, currently in the process of moving. And it's me and my boy Cuppy over here. Just getting shit ready, okay? That's about all I got. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Come say hi on Twitch. And I'll see you jerks next time. Brand, do you have anything to say? Oh, God. I keep having a vision of John fucking his aunt. Ew.